Hello, Tom Nation. It's your boy Tom, and today we're going to do some Python in renaming large amounts of files, image files. So I downloaded recently a project file. It had over 1,000, it had like 4,000 images, and they all had very generic names like file 1AAA, file 2AA, and I really needed all these files to be named kind of at least somewhat what they're based off of. Obviously, that's way too much for me to sit there and look at a picture and be like, here's what I want to name it and keep going on and on. This would take me forever. Instead, what we can use is a simple AI that we can call on through an API and have it go through and name them all. Now, it does still take a while. Doing these 4,000 plus images, it took roughly about 3 hours to do. But hey, at least I'm not doing the work. It runs in the background. I can do other stuff, play video games, whatever. It just makes life so much more simpler. Now, it's not going to be perfect, but I didn't really care. I just needed it to be at least somewhat close to right, and this model definitely did it. So the first thing we're going to need to do is create a script. You can copy and paste the code, link in the description below, and we need to go ahead and create a .py file, Python, obviously, if you need to install that. I have videos about how to do that. The next thing we need to do is once you get this, the first line of code I have here, you want to go ahead and copy that into your clipboard. You don't need the hashtag or pound sign, whatever generation you're from, and call it. So just copy the pip install, and you're just going to go open command prompt. You do not have to be an administrator to run this. You shouldn't have to. And you're just going to go ahead, paste that, and press enter. And it's going to run through all the install process, which is very quick. I don't need to do that because I already have all that done. And then I'm just going to run through basically what you need to make changes in here to suit your guys' needs. So the first thing is the folder. Where is the folder that's storing all these images? Now mine were mostly like emoji images, but you can use other images. Obviously with emoji images, they're very generic, very basic, easy to tell what they are. But it can do more complex images, so it just is going to be a little bit slower and maybe not as perfect. You do want to make sure that you have this R in front of your file path in the quotations, just because the slashes here, especially with the /u, /t, all that, it's going to think those are escape characters. So the R is going to turn this into a raw URL file for it to find, or not a URL file, but a folder file path. After that, really the only things you really need to worry about changing code-wise is the stop words. These are words you do not want to use. These are some of the ones that I kind of thought were pretty easy. I don't need it to say it's an image, because obviously it is an image. I don't need it to say, hey, it's a folder of a cat. Just say cat. So this helps to eliminate filler words that don't really need to be there. The nice thing about this too is you can maximize how many words it's going to use. That way, if you want it to be very detailed, or it's like, hey, just give me 3 words like I'm doing currently in the file here. So instead of just saying photo of cat, obviously I know it's a photo of something. So maybe instead it's going to say cat yellow jumping. So way more uh, descriptive, if you will. So you can change this, take words out, and if you are okay with them being in there, or just keep adding, just keep the same format here. You can control and just paste that, and then change the word to, whatever, whatever. After that, basically the other thing too is if you want it to be all lowercase or uppercase, if you want it to have the first letter capitalized and the rest of it lowercase, just delete this line of code. But right here, you can change it to upper if you want them all in uppercase. But I think most of you are going to want lower, so I'm going to keep it like that when I copy the code for you guys to play around with. Obviously, you don't really need to play around with this. We wanted to use the alphabet A through Z. I mean, if you want to add different punctuations or the ability to use numbers, you can. That's fine. This is really the thing I think you guys would change the most on line 27. I have it set to 3 words. I figure that's a pretty decent size file name for anything. If you want it to, you can push it to 4, you could push it to 10. Now, just because you say 10 doesn't mean it might come up with 10 words to put in there. If you do get a little crazy with that, it might just honestly start giving you way too descriptive words to the point where it's like you're just, grasping at straws here, trying to come up with ways to fill up those 10 words. So I do not recommend increasing it much more than maybe 5. 3 seems to be a pretty balanced for me personally, but yeah, do whatever. Also, if you want, you can have it so it's only searching for image files of a certain type. So, for example, maybe you don't want to go through this entire folder searching for all the PNG files and then have to sort them into its own file. You can just eliminate everything else and only look at these certain types of files. So these are kind of the basics that would be in there. This is helpful because when you download a folder that has a ton of files, a lot of times there can be text files in there that kind of maybe have information about who created the folder, or copyright information. If you're using something like that, you don't want the AI really trying to rename that file or even look at it. It might get a little funky or wonky at that time. So just, play around with this. These are kind of just the generic ones. Obviously, there's a lot more file types out there, so you might want to add to this, definitely. Or, the worst format there possibly is the WebP. Honestly, that shouldn't be in the folder, but it's there. I just put it there because, a lot of times when you download files, unfortunately, they come in this format. They're garbage format, to be honest. But after that, everything else under here, you're really not going to play with. This is just what's doing the work in the background of changing the file names, all that, and any type of errors that it's going to handle. It's going to do all that kind of stuff. So that's really all you got to really play around with. It's very easy. Like I said, it just depends on the amount of images you have. I had over 4,000. It took hours to do, but I was still able to use my computer. It's not like it's eating up all your memory or hard drive space or anything. It just kind of runs in the background really easy. I was able to record other videos while this ran, and it just can run simply in your coder if you want, or as the file in command prompt. But I was just using VS Code, and it just ran. So I'm going to go ahead and show you a pre-recorded video. It's going to show you kind of what it's doing inside VS, and then kind of see that it is working in the folder. Doing kind of some of the stuff and what the file names it's creating, which is kind of cool that it shows you that information. But I was pretty happy with it. It made it very easy for me to just kind of have it all done, and then I could upload it to GitHub for a project I was using in the browser. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and play that for you all, and I hope to see you all on the next one, because I'm actually going to show you something that kind of expands off this, just so you know, in my next like 2 videos, one with Python, one with AutoHotkey, so look forward to those. Here we go.